So I am making a note that this stream did start precisely at 3:33. That was not planned, but all is as it should be. Okay, I will be starting at the 5 minute mark, whether the room is empty or not. It is a witching hour release. It is 3:34 a.m. So whoever joins me in this particular time and space, welcome. And for those who will catch this later, welcome as well. Welcome to the person who just joined. Again, I was just saying I'm going to be starting at the 3 minute mark regardless. Okay. So as y'all can hear, I got a little stuffy nose. Okay, I'm a little bit under the weather. Okay, not complaining about it at all. But I am going to get some rest after I do this. Okay. So I want to talk about welcome, Belizean. Good to see that you're awake. I do appreciate your energy, and I'm talking about. I want to talk about the process that I have gone through and that we're going through as a planet together. Ginger, lemon, honey, cayenne. Girl, I know. I was just thinking about making me some tea before this. You know what I'm saying? I got lemon, I don't have ginger, but I do have some teas that would definitely work. So you know what? I should do that. I need to do that actually. I should have made me some tea. I think I am going to make me some tea, but before I am gonna go heat up me some water really quickly. I'm just gonna do it in the microwave and make me some tea and squirt some lemon in it, okay? Because that was just confirmation that why didn't I do it, girl? Throw some wine in there too, huh? Okay, so let me see. So in the meantime, this is gonna take me about 5 minutes, okay? Because I'm definitely about to make this tea. I got a bowl full of lemons and I need it because my nose wasn't even this stuffy like right before I started, and I do have a couple of pages of downloads that I do want to give. So right now, so you're going to be listening to 417 hertz, okay, in the background, meditative mind, of course, and this frequency clears away all negative energy and blockages, okay, and basically what I'm going to talk about is the process that I went through because again this is happening to people on an individual level as well. It's all over. Overall, it is a planetary shift. Okay, so everybody is experiencing this. Okay, so let me go heat me some water and make me some tea, and I will be right back. In the meantime, enjoy the healing vibrations in the background. Which tea should I use? Here for like 2 minutes. Perfect. Oh, wait a minute. Sugar in here. Honey, I got it. Okay, so I am back. I got my tea going. Thank you for the suggestion, Believe, because I definitely needed it. Okay. Yes, that 417 hertz is amazing to just meditate to. I love all of Meditative Minds. Everything that I've ever found from them, was amazing and did the job. So, yeah, I definitely recommend Meditative Mind. Concoction works so good when you add the wine or brown liquor. It becomes like, oh, girl, I know, okay? And it will put you to sleep too, okay? Nice and warm all on the inside, okay? So yeah, I got my tea. So basically, I want to talk about again, like, the process that I've gone through, which I've shared, some of it with you guys. I've shared more of it with my private groups and everything. And I know that a lot of other people have been going through this. I see it in my readings every day. I just see it going on everywhere. It's like a great awakening. And we all know this because we've moved into the age of Aquarius. This is the age of enlightenment. It's the book of Revelations. You know what I'm saying? It is the age of love and light, and everything, that has been being done in the dark is basically being revealed. So it's the age of truth. Okay. And my last stream, I was talking about the truth that sets you free. Okay. And I want to talk about that freedom, because that freedom is like the experience that you naturally have once you accept that unconditional love that I was talking about, that's in the air, that's in you and all around you, that is part of, it comprises the fabric of the unified field of energy that all of the light bearers, okay, on this plane, this planet, that we all share. Okay, we all share that one unified field of unconditional love. Okay. So it's all about once you realize that, and once you taken that in, you once you learn how to surrender to that love, okay, and you learn how to fill yourself with it. There's longer, because I've been in that space where I was completely filled and like basically reached that quote unquote Godhead. Okay, and when you reach that space, there are absolutely no questions in your mind. Okay, because all of the limitations from your mind have been lifted, and you can merge with the whole. And so everything that comes into your mind as a question, the question doesn't even have time to form before the answer is there. Okay, and I've reached that state of mind many times before, in meditation, and even before, on taking not PCP. Well, what is the stuff you used to put under your tongue? Acid? Is it PCP? I don't know. All I know is that back in my day, I was the type that I would try anything that I'm curious about, because I choose to learn from experience. I don't really like to learn from just listening to other people. So I can say that I've tried just about every hallucinogenic drug that I could get my hand on, or what they call drugs. You know what I'm saying? But there is a book. I don't remember the author, but I will definitely put that information in the description box when I'm done. A book that I read years ago. The title of it is "Cleansing the Doorways to Perception," or "Cleansing the Doorways of Perception." And I will look that up and link it in here. But basically, that book was all about how certain substances, certain herbs, certain things, certain chemicals that you introduce into your DNA, into your bloodstream, that you inhale, will cleanse the doorways of perception, meaning that they will basically take down the illusion, like break down the illusion, and actually help you to see through the Maya, help you see through the illusion, through the matrix, okay, and help you to see the reality. And this is why a lot of herbs and substances that they call quote unquote drugs are illegal, okay. A lot of these herbs and substances are naturally grown, and you don't have to do anything to them and alter them in any way in order for them to do what they do. Okay, it's just like Erica Badu when she sings about "Soul Flower, take me flying with you." Okay, those soul flowers exist and they have a purpose. Okay, because I've heard, some of these charlatan people who come out here and call themselves teaching about spirituality completely preach against some of these natural seed bearing herbs and elements that were placed here for us, okay, to be able to cleanse the doorways of perception. Some of the people who are lost in the illusion totally preach against using those, and actually claim that those things keep you stuck in the illusion. And it's the exact opposite. So once again, I will place the link or the information for that book that I'm talking about in the description box. But it's definitely called "Cleansing the Doorways of or to Perception." Okay. Yeah, psychedelics. I mean, basically, psychedelics basically just break down the illusion. Okay, you're stuck in something that's not real, and we think it's real. So, of course, if something is going to break down the matrix for you, you're going to think that that is altering reality. But what it really is doing is uncovering and revealing reality for you. Okay, so like I said, once we've surrendered to the love that's all around us and we filled ourselves with it, we know everything. You know what I'm saying? You know what moves to make. You know who you are. You basically, the limits have been removed from your mind. And again, you can look at a flower and merge and become that flower, and know what it feels like to be that flower, because all you have to do is match the vibration of that flower. Okay, so basically, matching the frequency of anything, you can merge with the all. Okay, and this is where we're headed, in this new freedom where there's no more limitations, okay, from our mind, realizing and becoming and experiencing being fully human and fully divine. Okay, so basically, that means that, though you realize, it's basically you exist within your physical body and in physical reality, you're still here. It's just like being in the world but not of it. Okay, so yes, you are a physical being, but you realize that you are a soul also that knows no limitations. So those limitations are lifted from you, and you have more ability simply because you have lifted those limits off of your mind. Okay, in the first lesson, in Badass Magic, in the 7 Hermetic Principles, in the Kabbalion, is that all is mind. We all know that perception is reality. So when we have a true switch in perception, our reality is also going to shift with that. Okay, so the ego. Some people's egos, as they get this knowledge, and I've seen it a lot of people whose egos acquire the knowledge of the fact that they are limitless, inevitably you see those egos inflate. Okay, because that's just the nature of some people. They allow their ego to like claim ownership of the knowledge that they have, and then it becomes a distraction. Okay, and they start to feel superior to other people. Okay, and so we just have to learn how to steer clear of those people, and they're very easy to recognize if you are discerning. Okay, so basically, they basically are using their power. They've discovered their power, but they're basically using it to manipulate and to cause pain and distractions and destruction, okay, in the world. And so basically these are the quote unquote narcissists and the psychopaths and the sociopaths of the world. Okay, and just to keep them from slowing us down, holding us back, or distracting us, the best thing to do is just steer clear of them. They're searching and they're looking for supply, off of people who literally do carry the God particles, the light within us. Okay, so basically, what we're doing in this new paradigm is ascending while we're still physical, still in the physical body. And that thereby we're basically the people we are calling light bearers, light workers. You're giving a boost to the entire planetary ascension. Okay, you're giving the entire planet a boost by you doing your own evolution, by you building bonds of love and communicating and sharing your journeys and your stories and your testimonies with other people. Because again, it's happening to all of us, and only a few of us are awake and aware of what's happening and why. So by sharing that with other people, you're helping to ignite those other lights. You're turning on light bulbs in other people's heads. You're making them aware of what's happening. Okay, and so in order for us to continue to do this, we have to fully ground ourselves, okay, in the love that we have accepted as being, the fabric of the reality that we share with the other light workers. Okay, so we have to ground that love within our own being. Okay, and basically it start to manifest a new era of love and light, okay, on the whole planet. But it begins with the light workers, the light bearers, basically grounding this higher dimensional love into your own being. Okay, in order to do that, going forward, we have to be willing to let go of everything in the past. A lot of us have regrets from whatever happened in our relationships or whatever it is we had to leave behind, because again, as we were ascending, a lot of things that didn't serve us were snatched away from us. Okay, and so we have to learn how to let go at this point of all the would have, could have, should have's. You know what I'm saying? And we can ask for help, okay, from the higher realms. We can ask Archangel Michael to help us to release that old quality of consciousness, okay, because it's not needed going forward into the higher realms. Okay, so some of these past thoughts, the fears and regrets have been indelibly printed on some of our brains. Okay, and they have become beliefs, because beliefs are just thoughts that you keep thinking over and over again until they are imprinted into your brain. Okay, and those beliefs need to be erased. They're not based in truth. They're not based in truth, but yet they're creating your reality. Okay, so see how you believing in things that are not based in truth have caused you to be stuck in an illusion. Okay, so it's time to get off of that treadmill of hypnotic rhythm of constantly recreating, what I'm saying, the illusion of, the things that we fear, all the past regrets and all of the things that we've been through in the past. Okay, if we accept a new reality and begin to accept the fact that we can create a new reality by changing our minds, changing our thoughts, making a conscious effort to do that, we can get off of the treadmill. Okay, a lot of us are stuck in hypnotic rhythm at different levels by constantly creating the same quality of relationships with people, whether it be romantic or not. Okay, so to move into the higher dimensions of love that are basically unprecedented, okay, by our own species, because basically, um, that's what's happening. Because again, like I talked about last night, as we expand in our consciousness, we are able to surpass the barriers, okay, that were keeping us from the higher dimensions. Okay, so the dimensions that we're moving into now are literally unprecedented by our species. Okay, unprecedented because, again, we're becoming fully human and fully divine, meaning that we can physically experience uncharted dimensions of love in the higher realms if we choose to. Okay, if we choose all of the higher dimensions of love and light that are available to us now, we begin to embody that in our physical being. Okay, this is unprecedented, other than by the ascended masters. Okay, but this is how we choose our reality going forward. You know what I'm saying? You either choose the old to keep recreating those old doubts and fears, the woulda, shoulda, couldas, because of what you've been through, or you can move forward into unprecedented, into the unknown, unprecedented dimensions, higher dimensions of love and light. Okay, so there's going to be completely new feelings that come in, new experiences. Okay, you're consciously being aware of embodying your soul, and your higher self, your highest self. Okay, and that makes you aware of the inner work that's being done by your soul on many different levels, on every level. Okay, so new dimensions of love begin to open up for you. You begin to realize, like I've said in the streams before, that you are literally love incarnate. It's in you, it's within you, it's around you, and it is who you are. It is you. Okay, so this is the connection that you have with everyone else who is a light bearer, who helps to comprise that unified field of unconditional love. Okay, you are a unique part of that puzzle that fits right into it, and everybody else clicks into you, and you comprise the whole that we call God, that we call the Holy Spirit, that we call the Most High, the Great Spirit, the Prime Creator, whatever you want to call it. Okay, but basically, it's time for us to move from these lower vibratory emotions and experiences into higher, unprecedented new experiences of love. And yes, it does require to move into the unknown. Okay, so basically, we're moving into a cosmic level of love. Okay, this cosmic level of love connects the planes, okay, or the planets, okay, the other planets and the planes that are also, that are already experiencing those higher levels of love. Because again, it's all about frequency, energy, and vibration. So as we ascend as a planet, we're also going to be starting to match frequency with some of those other planets out there. The same way that as we ascend as an individual, we begin to match frequency with other flames. When we talked about the twin flame, and then we talk about the soul flame, okay, as we go into the higher dimensions, everyone is balanced. Okay, everyone is balanced in their energies. Everyone has let go of the dead weight, and so you can literally merge with the other people, with anyone else on that plane. Okay, and so now as we're doing this cosmically and as a planet, we will be able to merge with other planets. Okay, cosmically and in the galaxy. So again, everything from our own physical makeup to our planet is a microcosm of something much greater and something much bigger. Okay, so as it's happening on a physical and personal level, it's also happening on a cosmic level. Okay, let's see. I let go of the dead weight in forms of people, and even in my own trauma, I see them trying to sink their teeth in me. It's not going to be like it's always been. Oh no, honey, it's not. Because for one, we've awakened. Our souls have kind of taken over. Like, for a lot of us, our spirit, even if we wanted to try to go back and do some low vibrating, make a low vibrating choice for ourselves, try to accept something that is beneath us, your spirit at this point is not even going to allow it. Okay, our spirits have taken over because we're no longer seeing ourselves as separate from the spirit, but we're fully merging and becoming, embodying our spirit. Okay, so this cosmic love that I'm talking about, it manifests on a personal level first. Okay, as feelings of heightened waves of awareness. Your gifts begin to be more heightened. You just begin to be more awake and more aware of this reality and the illusion of it. Okay, you start to have new perceptions of yourself and of other things, as well as of the world. This ancient wisdom begins to flow into your mind and into your being as downloads. Okay, the Akashic records open up to you. You begin to have dreams and visions, premonitions. Okay, this is all part of this awakening as you are, beginning to move into these higher levels of love and light, which is, understanding, a greater understanding, a greater self-acceptance, acceptance of self and of other people. Okay, it's a process of, healing and rejuvenating. Okay, because you're literally plugging back into the source from which you came to be replenished and to be recharged. Okay, so some of the vibes coming in will be completely new to you, completely unprecedented. Okay, but they're all going to be beautiful because, again, we're ascending. So in the higher realms, there's nothing to fear, even though it is the quote unquote unknown. There's nothing to fear. Like, you're going into higher realms of more and more beautiful emotions, more and more beautiful experiences, more and more beautiful things to see. You know what I'm saying? More and more beautiful revelations of, the pureness of the creation, the perfection of the creation. So it's a beautiful thing, but these vibes are higher than you've ever vibed before in this lifetime. So yes, we are headed into the unknown. The age of Aquarius is the age of love and light. Okay, it is the where humanity is literally reintegrating, or quote unquote remembering, our compassionate creator. And I remember I told her to remember is to put back together. So us as individuals, we all each represent a microcosm of the whole. Okay, we're putting ourselves back together by merging with other people of like light. And when we all come back together, you have the whole that we call God. Okay, so being able to really see that from another perspective, it's a major healing and awakening. Okay, and it's a healing and awakening that a lot of us are having. And what a lot of us don't realize, and what a lot of you guys don't realize, is that it's just the beginning. Okay, it's just this awakening that you're having, the healing that you've been going through, the grief work, the inner child work, and all of that, thinking that you're coming to the end of it. And it's actually just the beginning. Okay, it is the end of a plateau. Of course, you should be proud of yourself. You should congratulate yourself. You have lifted yourself to a higher level, but it is just the beginning. Okay, of the experiences that you're going to be having in the higher realm. Do you think our bodies are changing, upgrading? Yes. There are studies, and I'm going to do a video on it, but yes, there are some people who study the body and the changes that have happened. Like, some of our organs are sitting in different places. Some of our brains have like rearranged. A lot of our body parts have become like morphed into something different. Of course, yes, we are. A lot of our hearts have enlarged. Okay, so we are literally becoming a different species of human being. I don't even like to eat chicken anymore. Okay. And this is just crazy. Like, a lot of the things have changed about me. You know what I'm saying? I've lost over 30 pounds since I started going through my awakening. Okay. And it wasn't through stress or anything like that. It was part of my spirit telling me, you need to change your diet. You know what I'm saying? And so I tried a few different things, and I settled with the keto diet because that worked. I lost a lot of weight, but it wasn't about really the losing the weight, but it was just about me being prepared. It was about me disciplining myself, being willing and able to to discipline myself. It was about the experience. It was about me embodying my soul. My soul didn't look 50 pounds heavier. My soul looks more like what I look like now, or what I'm headed towards. You know what I'm saying? What I'm about to be looking like. And so all of these changes, they begin to happen. So yes, we're definitely um, changing into a different species of human being. But I will say this, Belizean, it's kind of naturally going to happen. Like your soul will urge you in what to do. Because one thing that I do warn against is like making your diet, your food, or whatever it is that you're trying to discipline yourself to do or release, don't make of it a religion. Okay, but let it naturally happen. So like me, I eat a keto diet, which means I eat very low carbs. When I first started, I would say for like the first 3 months, I didn't eat any carbs at all because I just wanted to make sure that it worked, and it did work. Okay, and then I realized, you can't make a religion, because then you're not going to enjoy. You still, that's a limitation. And so I slowly started to introduce a few things back in. Every once in a while, I'll let myself eat carbs. You know what I'm saying? And because my body's already in ketosis, it's not completely throwing me off, and I've basically have changed my whole lifestyle. But let it be gradual. Don't let it feel as if you're limiting yourself or telling yourself no, but let yourself, your whole entire being, mind, body, and spirit, be in agreement that this is something that we want to do for the benefits of it, and for no other reason. So, so it doesn't feel like you are depriving yourself, because I know that I'm not going to go back to that, because I don't feel like I'm missing on anything. I allow myself to have whatever it is that I want. You know what I'm saying? So you cannot make any of this a religion. You know what I'm saying? Because then you feel restricted, you feel limited, you feel obligated. Okay. And it's supposed to be fun, it's supposed to be enjoyable. Okay. So basically, again, the age of Aquarius is the age of love and light, okay, where the collective humanity is reintegrating, remembering the one. Okay, so we're all coming back together, remembering who we are and becoming whole again. Okay, so again, the awakenings, the all of the symptoms that we've had, they are just the beginning of the return to the awareness of your inherent power and freedom as being a part of that thing that we called God, that for a long time we have been taught that was separate from us, but is really at the very core of us. It is what is powering us up. It is our source. It's what's animating us. So once we are able to fully integrate that and fully accept that as the truth, we are able to tap into that source as a source of power. Okay, that source will protect and provide for you. You know what I'm saying? If you will allow it. Okay. So basically, the freedom, the freedom vibration has returned. It basically has literally turned the cosmic wheel in our favor. So a lot of people waking up and freeing themselves from the mental construct of the matrix have helped to literally turn the cosmic wheel. The wheel of fortune in the tarot deck, but the cosmic wheel, okay, and basically has started a new cycle, because basically has completed that old cycle and started a new one. Okay, so it's been like, everyone's awakening, including my own personal spiritual awakening, has been a literal crucifixion of the ego, a resurrection of the soul, and an ascension of the spirit. Okay, just like Jesus and all of the other ascended masters. Okay, this is the pattern of how we were having how the quote unquote spiritual awakening would happen, how we would go from being a caterpillar to a butterfly. Okay, I said, wow, way long time ago, back when I first told you guys about my dream about the time of change, which was on my first Badass Witches channel, but I've told it a couple of times even on this channel. We were butterflies, and a lot of people who, I would say most of the people who are light workers, who are light bearers, you have been given a dream or a vision about what it is that your mission is. Okay, and basically every ascended master up to this point, okay, has come here with their teachings, with their halo, with their love and light, and it was just way too much for, this lower, these lower vibrating, entities in this realm. And so each and every one of them has been literally crucified, okay, and resurrected, and ascended, okay. But basically, you can think about the Jesus story, and yes, he was crucified, he was resurrected, and he ascended. Okay, that is the pattern that we have all had to follow since that story was told, whether the story is, based on truth or not. I feel that because it does resonate, the story is true, whether the name was Jesus or whether of course, I know that it's been corrupted, it's been twisted and turned. There's, it's been altered in many ways, but this is why the real truth is written on your heart, okay? So you only accept what resonates with what's already there. This all comes with being able to trust your heart and your intuition above all, above what's written on the paper, above what someone else is saying. Welcome, rising Aquarius. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of what truth is coming from outside of you, you run that through your heart. If it don't resonate, don't let it in. I don't care who it's coming from, okay? But because the truth is already written on your heart. But that ascension story, it has always gone down like that, okay? You're going to be crucified. You're going to be resurrected. You are going to ascend, okay? And it has happened that way with us, having a spiritual awakening. We didn't literally have to die, but the ego has had to die. So it's a death of the ego. It is a resurrection of the soul. It's an ascension of the spirit. Okay. And so, in the past, these masters completed that ascension individually. Okay. And now we're doing this humanity is doing this as a collective. Okay. And so to engage in the process, we so that we can basically ascend to the energy, the frequency, the vibrations of some of the other planes, some of the planets in the higher realms, okay? That we look up in the sky and see them as being above us. The only reason we see them as being above us is because they're vibrating higher. I told you time and space are the same thing. Space is time demonstrated, okay? So as a collective humanity engage in the process, okay, of allowing ourselves to be crucified, resurrected, and allowing ourselves to ascend. We bring ourselves into alignment, but the most important thing that we're doing as we do this death, this rebirth, and this ascension collectively, we are bringing an end to that cycle. Okay, to that we're bringing that cycle of needing to die and be resurrected in order to ascend. We're bringing that cycle to a total completion. Okay, I've seen it in a lot of my readings with the tarot cards. This is why it's happening with a lot of people. This is why a lot of your relationships have ended. A lot of things are coming to an end because this is the end of an era. This is the end of a cycle of playing the martyr in order to gain ascension. Okay, so basically, by the whole entire planet taking part in this ascension collectively, we are changing what the ascension process looks like going forward, okay, on the planet. So this is why your work is very important, light worker. This is why the work is essential, because not everyone was equipped to do the work. Okay, let me sip some of my tea. So basically, you know what I'm saying? When you feel free and you realize that you're a free spirit, you know what I'm saying? When you're awakened to that reality, then you're basically, opening up new pathways of experience, that you've never experienced before. Unprecedented, feelings of love. So with those new pathways that are now open, because they're open right now, okay, this energy will cause you to be able to start letting go of everything that doesn't serve your expansion. Again, this is why relationships are ending. This is why we're losing jobs. This is why people are leaving our lives. You know what I'm saying? This is why we are, being called to reel our halos in. Okay. So, the crucifixion has been being experienced in many different ways. It's literally just a process of dissolving attachments. Okay, attachments to especially low vibrating, people and experiences that we've been holding on to. Okay, and it's accepting that, if your love for another person, place, or thing is born out of need, that is codependency. That is an attachment that must be released. Okay, and that's what's been happening with a lot of people right now as we're going through again this crucifixion, this resurrection, this ascension, death, rebirth, and ascension. Okay. So basically, for each individual, it's experienced in a different way. For me, my relationship ended. I had to realize a lot of things. I was left without answers. I had to trust. I had to cultivate an even closer relationship with my angels, ancestors, and guides. I had to learn to trust my intuition above all. It woke me up. I was shocked into an awakening. Okay, and this is what the process has been like, that crucifixion, that death of the ego. Because the thing that hurt me most going through my awakening was to have to really accept that somebody had actually cheated on me. Like, I felt like I couldn't get cheated on. Okay, so that was all ego, and that ego had to die. Okay, so that was the crucifixion. It was me having to be, let go of thinking that I was, be above, things happening to me and knowing that they happen to a lot of other people. So if you don't resist, because basically when my relationship ended, I had a dream about it. This is why I feel very blessed in the process, and I know that a lot of people don't get this. I was warned ahead of time. I was shown what was getting ready to happen. Okay, even though I still feel that I was ghosted. My spirits woke me up in the middle of him trying to ghost me. So he really didn't get to do it, okay? Because I caught his ass, okay? This is because my spirits, they got me like that. They always go ahead of me and they showed me. It didn't lessen the pain, but they wanted me to be awake and aware through the process, okay? And so basically, that process was me having to let go of feeling like, of that attachment. And when I knew that, because I was having a dream about it, and then I woke up and the dream continued to unfold. I did not fight the process. He was trying to run. I let his ass go and I did not chase him. Never once since he's been gone, and it's been 5 months, I never asked him to come back. Okay. It was the most painful thing that I've ever gone through in my life. And yes, had I been weaker, I probably would have asked him to come back or allowed him to come back just to lessen the pain. But this time I was willing to go through the pain. I didn't care. I'm not going to lower my standards. I'm not going to lower my self love. I'm not going to step down off of what I know is true, what's real, what I know I deserve. You know what I'm saying? I was willing to take that L. Okay. And so my ego literally went through a death. I've talked about it. I've talked about feeling like I had a few nervous breakdowns. I really do feel that happened. Okay. Because a part of me was literally dying. Okay. And a lot of other people have gone or will go through this process. Okay. Everyone goes through it individually, but in divine timing, it will all still be helping the planet as a whole to ascend. Okay, so if I didn't resist the process, and it damn near killed me. But if you resist the process and remain, what I'm saying, if you resist the process and keep trying to hold on to those things that the divine is obviously trying to snatch out of your hands, obviously telling you to let go of it, the pain is going to be excruciating. Okay, but if you don't resist the process, if you remain in a space of love, if you trust the process, you trust the universe, you see these separations as freedom from unneeded attachments, without being triggered into reacting, the crucifixion process, the death process won't be so bad. You know what I'm saying? The key is to keep creating from a space of love, okay? From a space of self-love, regardless of what you're going through. Because like I said, I talked about my dark night of the soul, and the best thing that someone could have told me, the most helpful thing that someone could have told me when I was going through my dark night of the soul, was that I hadn't gotten off the track. But that this dark feeling of despair and feeling like everywhere I turned there was a corner, was part of the path. Okay, because when you're going through your dark night of the soul, you be wondering what you've done wrong to deserve this. You feel like you messed up beyond repair. And, I think people need to be told, they need to be reminded, they need to be reassured that they have not left the path, but that the dark night of the soul is indeed a very necessary part of the path. Okay. Spirit spills the tea in my dreams about men that I've dated. Like I was a fly. Yes, honey. That's what it's all about. It's all about being tapped in, tuned in, and turned on, Belizean. Okay. And that's what it's all about. So that dying of the ego, it has to happen so that we can be tuned in and tapped into the source. The source knows and sees everything. Okay, so if we remain tapped in, nobody can lie to you. Nobody can, run nothing past you. Nobody can play you. You know what I'm saying? You're wise. You're all knowing. Okay. So, the key is to not resist, okay, and not react to the crucifixion phase by creating drama and chaos, okay, because you create more pain for yourself. It's about sacrificing, okay, and the sacrifice that you must make is that of your own ego, okay. A lot of when I think about the celebrities, and they talk about a lot about and I even watched a video last night that kind of depicted it, but when they tell the Crazy in Love video, when Beyonce basically burned her old self and came out as Sasha Fierce, and she was her new self. That was basically them trying to represent that process of death of the ego, okay, resurrection of the spirit, okay, and then ascension of the soul, getting that upgrade, being the highest self, being the best you, that better version. You know what I'm saying? This is all the same process. Okay, that's the same dynamic. I was watching a video last night, and it was Ella May and some other girl. I don't know. It looked like it's her sister or cousin or somebody. I don't know. And this is what they were doing in their video. Basically, they burned their old selves and they walked away from the burning car, and they were their new selves. Okay, and both of these girls are fairly new artists on the scene, and so since I've seen them symbolically burn their egos, I'm fully expecting and waiting to see them turn into something completely different from what they were when they entered into the industry, because this is the superficial upgrade that they give you in Hollywood. This is a superficial, the aesthetic upgrade that you get when you join with the dark forces. Okay, but we're talking about a spiritual upgrade from the inside out. Okay, really allowing, because basically what they're doing in those videos and in the entertainment industry is basically they're killing away the spirit part of yourself, and they are exalting the ego. Okay, Sasha Fierce is not Beyonce. Okay, they killed Beyonce in the car, and Sasha Fierce took over, just like the little girl on the movie Us. Okay, if you really remember at the end of the movie, you had to come to the realization that the shadow is the one who had been living that little girl's life, her whole life, until she, all the way until she became an adult. So when she went back to that amusement park, that shadow that was in the other world was really the real person, and she wanted her life back. Okay, so that is what is happening. Okay, a lot of people's shadows have been in the forefront and have taken over their lives and is living the life. Okay, so basically it's going to feel like you are dying, but it's actually just your ego dying so that your real self can emerge and be seen. Okay, so there is a sacrifice being made, but again, it's a sacrifice of the ego, okay? And it is necessary for the ascension of your soul. It's not a punishment at all. It's a healing process, okay? And that healing process is a necessary part of the path, okay? A path of true and unconditional love. Okay, it's also part of the path. If you want to go down the dark path and you want to sell your soul to the devil, they're going to kill off your spirit, and they're going to exalt your ego and give you that aesthetic upgrade. Okay, so basically we're talking about the true spiritual upgrade. Okay, remaining in a high vibration, of love as much as you possibly can, because when you remain in that vibration of love individually, you help with the accelerated ascension of the entire planet. Okay, so you accelerate your own personal ascension as well as helping the planet to go through the crucifixion, the resurrection, the ascension process, because we're all going to go through it. Okay, so which vibe you choose to align yourself with is telling how much you're going to assist in the ascension of the planet. Okay, but basically, the more that you help, or help stay in that vibration of love, you're helping the planet to complete and do away completely with that old cycle of ascension through pain. Okay, making the continuous process of resurrection and ascension on the earth possible without the pain. Okay, so you can constantly continue to grow, continue to expand, continue to renew yourself without having to die, without having to sacrifice. Okay, so basically, your reactions to your reality are absolutely your um, it's your prerogative how you react. Okay, because reality, and I've told you guys in many of the videos before, previous videos, the things are going to come up that are going to test you. You're going to be tested. People are going to try to trigger you. The narcs are going to try to trigger you. This is why the advice is to stay as far away from narcs as you possibly can. Okay. I know some of them are impossible to stay away from because they're your families. You know what I'm saying? But, limit the interactions. Okay. And start to use, words to just shut it down, like to each his own. That's interesting. I'm sorry that you feel that way, and just keep it moving. Okay. Do not engage in anything with these people to help you to pull you down to where they are. Okay. If you wish for accelerated ascension, you'll willingly let go of those reactions. You'll willingly let go of heavy and dark attachments. Okay. You'll stop reacting and allowing people to trigger you out of your blessings. Okay. So, though it is a planetary ascension that's happening, each individual is going to complete this process in your own divine timing. Okay. And this is why, teachers such as myself come out, because I do know that I have gone through this ahead of time of a lot of people. Not saying that I'm, the very first one. There's a lot of people that went before me who I had to go to for help. You know what I'm saying? Any good teacher never stops being a student. Okay. And any good teacher's goal is to not always have good students, but to render other great teachers. Okay. So, you never stop being a student. Okay. So basically, I feel like I went through the process a bit ahead of time, okay? Just so I could let people know that that dark night of the soul does not mean you're off the path. So I can tell you, don't you dare give up, okay? That there is life after that pain, after that mourning, that each individual is going to complete this process in your own divine timing, okay? The sooner that you willingly decide to let go of the low vibrational thoughts, the emotions, the low vibrational people, and anything that does not represent your highest self, you'll stop manifesting yourself. You'll stop manifesting these things into your reality. You'll stop manifesting low vibrational experiences into your reality. And they will no longer be there. You know what I'm saying? And you will be literally find yourself in a new world that you did help to create, to bring about by simply switching your own internal vibration. Okay? So I'm going to leave it there, you guys. Let me read some of your comments. Yeah, LMA, you're right. LMA and Mahalia. Yeah, I watched their video last night, and I'm like, wow, okay, that's the same symbolism of that's the same symbolism that they used in the Crazy in Love video when Beyonce burned her old self and emerged, as Sasha Fierce. But the thing is, Belizean, is that with the entertainment industry, and when they're dealing, in that Baphomet culture, and they're sacrificing things, they're not sacrificing they're basically they're not sacrificing their ego. They are exalting their ego. They are becoming their ego. So, the person that they really are is getting burned, symbolically in that fire. And the person that they want to be, the Sasha Fierce, that's an alter ego. Okay, the higher self, the true self, is what needs to be emerging by staying in a vibration of love. If you notice, with those entertainment, when they do it like that, it was usually like the innocent part of them that got burned. And when they emerge from the fires, they're much darker. They're much, it's like they're in allegiance with the darkness. You know what I'm saying? And that's basically, it's a reflection. It's like the shadow side of what's happening when people are, spiritually ascending. Okay, so you're not sacrificing your spiritual essence to the dark lords and the darkness, and to those who don't have their own essence, because that's literally what a lot of them are doing, sacrificing their very essence, to people who don't have it, who want it. You know what I'm saying? Who literally try to take it and implant it in somebody else, like the movie Get Out. You know what I'm saying? So we're talking about the flip side of that, where you're sacrificing that ego and you're allowing your true self to be exalted, okay, into the higher self, because your highest self is quote unquote God, okay. So I just wanted to stop by, you guys, and give you those downloads. I don't know how long I've been on here. Um, Again, you were listening to 417 hertz, clears away all of the negative energy and blockages, okay, that may be in you energetically, okay? So I'm getting tired. I feel myself winding down, but basically, you guys, this is about your own personal ascension, your own planetary personal ascension, basically assisting with the planetary ascension, okay? You have been given clues on how you were going to move going forward, okay? So if you came in late, I would suggest going back over this video, okay? But this is about, again, not allowing people to trigger you out of your blessings, okay? Not recreating those old patterns of needing to go through pain in order to ascend. All of those things are falling away, okay? And we have to just be committed to our own personal ascension. And as we, ascend personally, the planet, we are also helping the planet to again complete this process of where, all of the ascended masters in the past were martyrs, okay? And they basically had to complete the ascension process through, through dying, through being resurrected, and through ascension like that, like the Jesus story, okay? And no longer will ascension have to be done through pain and death, because of us taking on the roles that we have taken on as the light bearers, okay? So we've basically switched the paradigm and we've changed the game. Okay, we've changed the ascension game by literally going through it in our own personal beings, sharing it with the world, and now choosing to do it in a different way. Okay, so I'm going to leave you guys with that. Thank you, everyone who stopped by. My wrench gang is in the building. Okay, I appreciate you, Rising Aquarius, Belizean, and everyone else in the bushes. To those of you who will catch this later, you are also very welcome and appreciated. If anyone feels led to hit the Cash App to initiate a change, okay, in the flow of a circumstance or an energy in your life, definitely do that at any time. It is timeless. We have begun the Emerald Tablet private book study in the No Narc Network. Lesson 2 will be up tomorrow, and lesson, I believe, 22 or 23 of Dissecting the Devil will also be on River Queen Conjure tomorrow. If anyone needs me, you guys know where to find me. And until we meet again, my people, keep it classy, keep it clean, and do what you got to do to make shit happen. Peace.